Looks like we're live. Let me see. Waiting on that audio. Come on. What's going on? Yes, okay. I forgot. It's just a really long delay. Let me take a second. Message a few people who wanted to see me play this. Let's see. Okay. Make that wider. Okay. Well. Well, yeah. Just because it's a stream doesn't mean I have to be on at the moment. Looks okay, I think. Can make it a bit smaller. Yeah, that works. Good morning. This is Grayest Fox, and this morning is Sunday, and my wife's not feeling well, so we're not going to church this morning. So I'm going to bring church to the internet, so to speak. So what am I doing? Let me show you. You can see it. Oh, gotta turn the audio on for you. Turn it down so you're not getting it double. Super 3D Wisdom Noah's Ark by Wisdom Tree. I'm gonna talk about that before we get into the game. Oh, Noah, Eve, Moses, Ruth, Adam, Deborah, and Abraham. Deborah, I think, was one of the judges, if I remember right. Deborah, maybe Deborah, or it's family approved. But this stream is not for kids still, because it's always safer to just say, yeah, no kids. So I'm gonna actually, yeah, that's more or less annoying to listen to while I explain this. So what is Super 3D Noah's Ark? Well, it might look a little familiar just by the menu here. So what is Wisdom Tree? If you were not a Christian little boy or girl in the 90s, maybe you don't know. Wisdom Tree is, and you can look up the Wikipedia article because that's where I got most of my information. Wisdom Tree is a odd little company. I forget what they were originally called, but in the 90s, they wanted to make unlicensed Nintendo games. Okay? And in order to be sold in official stores, they needed to be licensed. Nintendo kind of pulled some strings or something, and oh yeah, they said that any store that sold unlicensed Nintendo video games would not get any official Nintendo video games, which doesn't sound like it should be legal, but it is what it is. We live in a capitalist society, whatever. So this company that became Wisdom Tree was trying to figure out, how do we do this? I think that they did figure out how to make unlicensed Nintendo games that worked on a Game Boy, on a Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. I think on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, but they couldn't sell them anywhere. So at this point, they're a completely secular company making secular games, nothing to do with church stuff. And then someone at this company has a light bulb go off in their head and say, why don't we make Christian games so we can sell them in Christian bookstores? Christian bookstores, if you're not from the United States, or even from my area, they used to be ubiquitous. They used to be all over the place. They've a lot of them have gone bankrupt, or maybe not bankrupt, but just closed. Because the internet, bookstores, just like regular bookstores, it's kind of mind-boggling to me that there still are some bookstores when you can just buy it off of Amazon, buy it from Walmart. Why do you need a specific store that only sells books? But anyway, so yeah, they came up with the idea, sell in Christian bookstores. So their games had to be Christian. So it's not that they were Christians and they said, we really need to get some good games for some good Christian kids to play. It was, hey, we really want to sell some games. We can't sell them anywhere else. Let's make them Christian so we can sell them in Christian bookstores. And I didn't know that as a kid. I did play, there's a game on the Game Boy. I think it was also on the Nintendo. Spiritual Warfare. And I actually liked that. That was kind of like a Zelda-like, I guess you could say. I don't remember much of it, except it played a hymn in the background. I can't remember which one. And I remember in the game, there is a bar on one street as you're walking through the city. And if you go into the bar, you lose a life. And as a kid, I was thinking, no, I want to evangelize to these people, which don't do that. Don't go into a bar evangelizing people or proselytizing. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. So Wisdom Tree also made this game, Super 3D Noah's Ark. So what is it about? Well, actually, I'm going to play a little bit of it first to show you. Let's see. Some of these might look familiar, these options. Everything looks good. Display options, it's full screen. Probably don't need VSync on, based on how old this is. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. And let me turn on the volume for myself. Carl Camel. Okay, yeah. Let's start at level 1-1. Let's go with easy. You'll be out of the Ark in 6 days, Noah. Unfortunately, the animals are a tad bit restless and want to get out now. Good thing you brought all that food with you. You'll need it to put the busy ones to sleep. At the end of the first day, be prepared to deal with Carl the camel. He's been real cranky lately and is a bit out of control. Good luck. Good luck. And be careful. Get ready. This remind you of anything? So, let me mute it for you so you don't have to listen to this tune. And also mute this. Wisdom Tree bought, I forget if this is the Wolf 3D engine or the Doom 1 engine, from id Software. John Carmack and John Romero were very open and free about sharing what they had developed. I don't know if Carmack's still that way. Romero pretty much is, I think, as far as what he's made with Doom, Sigil, and all that. But anyway, so they sold this engine to Wisdom Tree. Doom, or Wolf 3D. I'm pretty sure it's Doom 1, though. And you just think about Romero's an atheist, or an agnostic. Carmack, I'm pretty sure, is also. And Doom was not a very kid-friendly game. I was not allowed to play it as a kid. But they sold this engine because the people at Wisdom Tree were willing to buy it. And so you have this first-person shooter where you're playing as Noah, the character from the Bible, with a slingshot on the Ark, apparently. And apparently you're just about to, the 40 days and 40 nights are almost over, and the animals are going crazy. So it's wild story. Not to get too much into it, but yes, I am a Christian. I do believe in the story of the flood and Noah's Ark. But at the same time, I will admit freely, I am not well versed in science. I was not a science major. I didn't ever take advanced science classes. I've never taken physics. I remember in college, there was one class I took, and it was a geography class, but it was a science-based geography class. And they were saying something, I don't remember exactly what the subject at hand was, but the professor said, and this is why the flood couldn't have happened. And I was just by chance sitting next to one of my friends I grew up with, who I went to church with. And we talked about it a little afterwards. If you're a Christian and, I don't know, you're well versed or whatever in Christianity, someone just saying that is not going to say, oh, oops, I guess I was wrong. No. I don't understand the reasons why the flood could not have happened based on physics or whatever. He didn't really explain it. That wasn't the point of the lesson even. It was just as an aside. I believe it happened. But at the same time, to be totally honest, to be totally transparent, there's a lot of things in the Bible that I believe it's safest to believe the biblical account. Safest. Now that's a bit of a cop-out. I don't want to be in heaven one day and God asked me, so why didn't you believe what I had written down, what I told Moses to write down? Moses wrote the account of Noah. He wrote Genesis. And I don't want to be up there and say, well, I thought it was too outlandish. And he's like, really? I told him to write it down. So, yeah, it's safest to believe that that's how it happened. It is a pretty crazy story. Floodwaters rise out of not just rain coming down from the heavens, from the sky, but also floodwaters rising up from under the earth. The entire earth being submerged underwater for 40 days and 40 nights. And then no one's left but Noah's family. And it's a pretty wild story, but yeah, I believe it happened. But yeah, pretty sure it didn't happen this way. We don't, could have, I don't know, because there's not too many details in the Bible about what happened while he was on the ark. But yeah, I don't remember there being a slingshot, Noah having a slingshot in the Bible. All right, here we go. Let's try this thing out. Ooh. It's a little loose, but it should work. Oh. What? Do I have to click on it? Oop. Customize controls. WASD. Use space? No. Gotta give it a... excuse it, though, because this is before Half-Life. There we go. Got some grapes. Oh, look, there was apparently chandeliers with candles on them on this wooden ark. Oh no. All of them, all of the cages are open. Now, Noah's story takes place pretty early in the Bible, pretty early in the biblical events of human time span. How did he create bars like this? Not saying it couldn't have happened, but I tend to think that this happened before there was metallurgy going on, but we don't know. What's this? Oh, bad boy. Yep, you just shoot them with fruit and they go to sleep. What's in this fruit? Oh, there's another one. Oh, go to sleep. It's pretty cute, actually. You look at the sprites, and then just like Doom, where they follow you, because they are not actually 3D. They are. It's a sprite that rotates to make it look like it's 3D, just like Doom. Oh, what's this? Post to tie up a animal, I guess. Yeah, there's totally dungeon maze-like structure on the Ark. Yeah, that makes sense. I think the Bible says it took Noah 40 years, I think. Don't quote me on that. To build the Ark. He was a pretty old guy when he built it. This is back when, according to the Bible, people were living like 900 years. Methuselah, the person who lived the longest, was related to Noah somehow, but everybody was related back then, according to the Bible. And Methuselah died the year of the flood, so some people take that to mean that Methuselah was not a very good person because he died in the flood, or that Methuselah was spared from the flood. He was killed, he died right before the flood. We don't know. Doesn't say. Methuselah lived like 940 years, I think. Around there. Water and feed, I guess. These look like metal walls. I'm guessing it's supposed to be stone, but still. It's a big boat, but I don't know if I'd want to use stone walls in the Ark. Look at Noah's face. Oh, he's mad. His eyes go back and forth just like Doom Guy. Or what's his name in Oh, look at Noah. Oh, I'm almost dying. These bad goats and sheep are hitting me. What's his name in Wolf 3D? BJ Blazkowicz, I think. How many windows did the Ark have? One. It only had one window. God had to open and close it, right? Yeah. Oh, there's a little quiz. Get points for reading the Bible. Oh, and I got health for... Excuse me. I got health for that. See, it is... You get... Oh, it's supposed to be secret, but, you know, obviously it's a different color than the rest of everything, so... Oh, it's Donkey Kong. Got some bananas. Buddy. Now, there's only supposed to be 2 of every animal, so why are there so many ghosts? Are these the ones he eats, or what? Actually... Yeah, it doesn't talk about how they fed the animals. What's the right word? The guess that some people have is that God made it so that they were vegetarians while they were on the Ark. But the Bible doesn't say. So, we don't know. Noah's happy again. 100% health. 46 feed, too. It's actually kind of... So it's annoying, but it's also kind of catchy. These sheep do not look good. They got like black eyes. Looks like they've been talking to demons. Can you imagine if the Ark was like this? Like Noah built it this way, and then his sons-in-law get on the Ark, and they're like, "Yo, Dad, why'd you build it like this? We can't find our way to our bedrooms." What is this? Don't know. Is this a... No, it's not a dead end. Everything looking the same kind of made it look like one. So this is just a storehouse. I wonder what the fruit does, because it's not what we're shooting out of our slingshot. Maybe bonus points? Oops, been there. Here? There is a map, I believe. Oh, yeah, we've not been here. The easiest way to tell if you've been to the place is, are there enemies still? Back in these games before respawning was a thing. Okay, I went that way. Did I go? I'm pretty sure I went this way. Yeah. Went that way. Okay, so let's see. What is the overlay on? What? That didn't do anything. What? Okay, well, let's just go blind then. Doom 1 did have not been here. Did have a map system where you could, you know where you'd been, where you hadn't been yet. I think Doom 2 did as well. Quake did not. I was sad to hear. Sad to experience. Because Quake has a lot of corridors and stuff, just like Doom 1 and 2. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Let me try and get the map up again. Oh, there's probably a button, I'm guessing. Then, because it talks about pausing the game, so... What is the map button? Tap, okay. Just like Doom. Oh my goodness, that looks terrible. Let's turn off that texturing. That's a little better. It's too big though. And I don't want it to rotate. Can I turn this off and that off? And yeah, that. What? Okay. Yeah, I can move around now. Is green where I've been? Is it smart enough to do that? Doom was. I see. Alright, right here. There's an incomplete part of the map. Okay, so I want to go down, then the middle, then right. tab to undo the map. Duh. Okay, middle, and go right. You were hiding. Come on, Lamb Chop. Oh, they're spitting at me, I think. I'm the captain of this boat. I'm the captain now. I've never seen that movie. Captain Phillips, is it called? Alright, let's go up this. It talked about Carl the Camel, I believe. So, oh, thought there was going to be a boss fight, but apparently not. There's Noah, wearing purple robes, apparently. Staff. 0 bonus. Par is 30 seconds. Really? I think you were speedrunning. Alrighty. Animals, 100%. Fruit, 100%. Secrets, 50%. Alright, this looks like Wolf 3D. Don't spit at me. And according to the Bible, the ark was very, very big. So, this huge room looks a little unrealistic, but may not have been. Is this a key, or that I need a key? It's that I need a key. Oh, what? Oh, hey, buddy. Stop spitting. Stop spitting. What? Oh, it died. I remember that part in the Bible where Noah died on the ark getting spit at by the lambs. It's not in there. Don't hold me to that. I don't know if I'm going to finish this. Depends on how long it is, for one. How boring it gets, for two. How much longer I can live with this music. Holy cow. That's why I died. There's a million things in there. Of course, there is level select too, so we can go forward without me actually beating the levels. Did I get you? Nope. Stop it. Stop it. Look at Noah. He's got that purse lips. Oh. These sheep are being so disobedient. Another interesting thing about the story of Noah, a lot of churches... Oh, okay, we're down to 0 lives. A lot of churches, when they talk about Noah, and they talk about how he was preaching while he was building the ark for 40 years or whatever, and then when the flood happens, a lot of churches are like, oh yeah, they got their comeuppance. Well, no, that's terribly tragic. Everybody in the world died except for Noah and his family. If only they'd listened. If only they had they're only generations away from Adam and Eve. You think that they, Adam and Eve had, according to the Bible, literally walked and talked with God. You think that they'd be more likely to, know God and know that not to disobey. According to the Bible, the reason that God did the flood was the world was being so evil. I don't remember if it actually says, it does talk about the sons of God having children with the women of man, I think. And some people think that demons were having babies with human women. It's not really explained, but a lot of people think that that's what that means. Interesting, but excuse me, yeah. And it does talk about, I think it's in this section, talks about there were giants in those days. So yeah, they were called Nephilim, I believe. But I'm of the opinion that the giants means big, renowned men, like big, famous men, rather than, giants in the figurative sense, rather than literal sense, because you have Goliath later in the Bible, and Goliath was really tall, called a giant. And if all the giants died in the flood, then it doesn't make sense. How is, I don't know. But yeah, I am of the opinion that, or of the feeling that, yeah, this is a terribly tragic thing. That the flood happened. I don't cheer when, think about all of the disobedient but poor people drowning in the water because they didn't listen to Noah and they didn't listen to God. It's not something to cheer over, I think. The death of almost the entire human population at the time. Well, which the Bible doesn't say how old or how many people there were at the time. We don't know. Thought so. What is this? Super slingshot? Yeah! Look at it. Noah's face. Big smile. So, does this like shoot more feet at once, or more accurate, or what? 2 at once, okay. Like, why is that necessary, though? Everything's going down in 1. Noah's got a crosshair on his slingshot. Okay, we gotta go back into that kill room, which the developers may very well have made, back when you didn't have level select in this game. They might have made that room just so people couldn't beat the game. Because they did that back in the day. We don't want you to see how bad the rest of the game is, so let's just make it so difficult, so ridiculous, that you can't get to the end of the game. Yeah, it must have been pretty dark inside. So there must have been some sorts of light, you would think, with candles or something. Because there was, as we saw that uh, um, thing earlier, there was only one, wasn't even a window, it was a door. On the Ark. So, yeah, they must have had something. Most likely flame-based. Noah's got pennants with his name on them, hung in his ark. I think that's the sin of pride, sir. What are these? They look like there might be birds in there. I wonder if there's cheats in this. Don't know how you do them. I forget how you do them in Doom. Now this is more like a Doom soundtrack. Yeah, this is pretty good so far. Yeah, looks like Noah is kind of full of himself. Very much so. Yeah, gotta have him on every pillar. Oh, is this the boss of day 1 or whatever it is? Game over. I'll try again. Well, we can't skip to the specific, like, 1, 4, or whatever it is. Okay. At least not that I'm aware of. Let me see. Controls menu, sound menu, gamma. Page 1 of 20. Oh, here's a story. Oh, we already looked at this. You can pause if you want to watch this and post. Oh, you can hand feed, okay. Huh. Large. So we got the Super Feeder 5000. Noah really takes control of the Ark with this baby. Cantaloupe feeder. Watermelon feeder. Goat, sheep, antelope, ostrich, ox, Carl the camel, unclean animals. Ginny the giraffe, Carrie the kangaroo, Hoppin' Mad, Melvin the monkey, Ernie the elephant, Bert the bear. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know how to do cheats in this. Can't remember how you do them in... Look it up. How to input cheats in Doom. how to input cheats in. Let me do Super 3D Noah's Ark cheats. Looks like there's a debug menu. Okay. Oh, is it? Okay, that didn't work. But that's Super Nintendo. It's not helpful. Super Noah's Ark 3D cheats PC. Oh, okay. It is built on Wolf 3D. Okay, so. Oh, so is it just the tilde button? Are you monkeying around? Let's try it. Alrighty. Let's try super easy. Shut it. Nope, the tilde button doesn't do anything. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna play through the whole thing again. We got the idea. Let's try finish. Yes. Super easy. Almost out of there. If you can get through one more day, you will be out of here for good. See, during this time, like right towards the end of the flood, when they're gonna land on land and the waters are receding, Noah is sending doves out to see if they come back. Doves or crows, something like that. And them coming back with leaves or something is the sign that there's dry land somewhere. So no, he's not running around the ark shooting at shooting feed at things. Okay. Those sleeping ducks. Oh, got the mega launcher or large launcher. Stop it. Oh, peacock. Or ostrich, rather. Can't say peacock. In a Wisdom Tree game, that would be salacious. There's the Sin of Pride again. I like the movement of the antelopes. Like, it looks very good for the time. Oh, come on. And what they were working with. Yep. And then in here, shoot the sheep because it gives me feed. It looks like we're gonna have to go through that ostrich alley, I'll call it. Tips for dealing with ostrich alley. Bye. Don't do that. There's my tip. Don't do that. Again, there's only supposed to be 2 of every animal. Why are there a million ostriches? An antelope. Just secret? Just the ostriches came out of those? I'm glad that the antelope at the start gave me this upgraded launcher. So it would have been pretty difficult without it. There's some feet in there. I bet it would hurt getting hit by those antelope that have those pointy horns on their heads. Like, hurt as in kill you. Ooh, what's this? Storeroom. And there's a monkey. Picture of a monkey. What are these, like, yellow curtains on the wall? Okay, still need the gold key. And a silver key. Where'd you come from? Oh, and the whole talk about Wolf 3D and Doom being anti-Christian stuff, I think I mentioned it when I was playing through the Doom series. Last year, around this time, I was playing through the entire Doom series. And that whole talk, and a lot of people bring this up, one of the devs, or one of the main people at id, it was kind of a small team when they were building Doom. It was a small team, not kind of. Sandy Peterson was might still be, a Mormon. And when people ask him, you know, you're making these games with demons in them, and he says, well, the demons are the bad guys. I don't see anything unchristian about that. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's not like it's glorifying demons. Again, why'd you build this room, Noah? Why'd you build that room like that? Oh, hi guys. Again, why are there so many ox? There's only supposed to be two of every kind. There's the silver keys. gotta try to get back out of here. Okay, remember this. What's this? Lots of feet, I think. I could be using the map. I'm choosing not to. We'll see how long that lasts. Trying to use a technique. I used to watch cave exploration videos, and the guy, so he would never get lost in a cave, he would say, always turn right, till you can't. Or something like that. I don't know what happened when he couldn't turn right. There it is. Yep. Okay, get to the room with the silver key door. If it was the room with those yellow curtains. Okay, there's a gold key door. Oh, hi. Hi. Buddy. This is clearly not a secret door. People at Wisdom Tree have a sense of humor, I guess. Oh. I don't remember other games that Wisdom Tree made. There was Spiritual Warfare, there was this. I don't remember any of the other ones. They weren't, well, like I said, Spiritual Warfare was not a bad game. I never beat it. I didn't beat any games as a kid. I was terrible at gaming as a kid. Very much the kind that would ask his big brother to, I can't get past this. What is this? Air screen? Hi, buddy. So, yeah. And this, it's a Wolf 3D clone. It's not so much that they made a really good game, it's that Wolf 3D's a fun game, and, translates well to, doesn't really need a really in-depth story. It's just a good game. Well, I never got the gold key, but red curtains, man. What are you in Twin Peaks? I've never watched the whole thing of Twin Peaks, but I know that there's a red room with red curtains. I tried to watch Twin Peaks, but no one had initiated it to me that there was so much melodrama on purpose. Like, it's not because, it's really meant to be a soap opera or something. It's just, that's how Lynch chose to tell the story. And that really turned me off because I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, like, I don't know what I was expecting. But I remember when they find Laura's body on the shore, and the one cop starts just bawling his eyes out, and I'm like, what? What am I watching? Oh, I lost my Mega Launcher. And I did watch past that. I don't remember how deep I got, but didn't finish it. Oh, there must be Mrs. Noah. She must be named. I hope she's named. A lot of Old Testament women aren't named, unfortunately, because it was like, oh, only the guys matter. Goes through the guys. But yeah, there was Deborah, who was a judge of Israel before they had kings. There was Esther. The Book of Esther, I kind of like, I don't know what the right word to say. Take issue with it a little bit because it's the only book of the Bible that never mentions God. They don't pray, or if they pray, they don't mention God. The word God is not found. The word, Lord, whatever, is not found in the Book of Esther. But it is a historical account of where were they at the time? Is that the Persian Empire or something? And one of the emperors wants to kill all of the Jewish people. But yeah, that's one book of the Bible where I'm like, there's nothing. There's like political intrigue, and the if you see Esther and her uncle, I think he is, I forget what his name is. It starts with an M, I believe. If you see them as the heroes, it's a good heroic story of the good guys winning in the end. The bad guy is very bad. It's not the emperor, it's one of the emperor's advisors or something. And yeah, he just wants to kill all the Jews. But again, the victor writes the what's it called? Not the victor goes to spoils, but history is written by the people who win. How long would God strive with men? 120 years. After the flood, our lifespans were limited to 120 years. There's some health here. Oh, there's also an antelope. Oh, 2 antelope. No. Yeah, if I lose all my lives, I'm not gonna try to see the ending of this or something like that. Because it's not like there's gonna be a amazing 4K cutscene. It's just gonna be, oh, okay, the flood's over. Good job, Noah. And one of the things that they whenever they talk about the floods, especially to children, of course, they never talk about is right after the flood happens. I forget what happens to Noah's sons-in-law, if they die or not, or if they're just not in the picture at that point. But Noah's daughters get him drunk and sleep with him to extend the human race. Yeah. Yeah. Silver keys. Need health bad. Okay. Oh. It starts you off at the beginning again with no keys and the regular launcher. Which, to be clear, at the time, like, obviously that was not a good thing to do. Get so drunk that you're, that happens, but, there wasn't, the law had not been written. So, unless God told Noah specifically in a, you know, spoke to him in a passage that's not in the Bible, Noah did not know that he was not supposed to be drinking. Still the same question? Oh no. After the flood, I don't know. Incorrect. After the flood, he had children with his daughters. They would put that in there. Okay, this is where I died, I think. Or close to, at least. But when I died, I had the gold keys, so not quite back to where we were. There's the gold keys. Okay. Oh, I got a super launcher now, too. Good, good. Welcome to me. Silver keys. Okay, this is, I think, where I died. Is there a save in this? They can open doors! Let me see. Is there a save in... Oh, yeah. I'm getting a little haphazard here. Gotta be more careful with my health. There we go. Oh, I've already been here. Let's bring up the map. What a mess of a map. Everything looks closed off there, though, so I've been everywhere there. I'm down here. Ah, okay. Big open thing here. So, the other door on this wall. This one. Let me look it up. Oh. Yep, Noah's wife is one of the ladies not named in the Bible. Unfortunatamente. I don't know if his daughters are named or not. We're done. So that was interesting. Got a higher score here. Think of another biblical character. Barak. Is that how you spelled his name, I believe? He was another judge. And it's just, it's, you know, it's close to Barack Obama, so. Alrighty, what's the demo? Oh, it's just the start, okay. Yeah, it didn't appear to be any way to get to a cheat menu, so... Yeah, so we're not gonna see the end of this. Sound Blaster, ad-lib. Back when those things used to be necessary. Are you gonna let those animals run free? Yes, I am. So, that was interesting. How long have I been streaming? About an hour. That's actually decent video length. It'll get cut down to like 45 minutes, half hour. So that was Super 3D Noah's Ark. Let's give it the what's the word? Ignominious? I don't know. Uninstall. Yes. Not gonna play that again, likely. If I want to play a similar thing, I think I'll play Wolf 3D. But that was fun. A friend in the Red Faction community who is also a fan of the Doom community, fan of the Doom series, said I should play it, and it was on sale at one point, so I played it. And yeah, don't think I'll ever go back to it. You look at this art here, and it looks like a Super Nintendo box. But like I said, it was an unlicensed, as far as I know, even for Super Nintendo, it was an unlicensed game. Let me see if I can find a picture of it for Super 3D Noah's Ark SNES. Like all of the Super Nintendo games were, yep, there it is, were gray, except for Killer Instinct, I think it was black, and Doom was red, the cartridges. Well, this, let me bring it up on here. No, never mind. I'll bring it up here. I'll bring it up in the video that I do. This was a black cartridge, and if I remember correctly, you had to plug a regular Super Nintendo cartridge, like Super Mario World or whatever, on top of it, and it acted like kind of what was that, Sonic and Knuckles thing that you put the Sonic 3 or Sonic 2 cartridge on top of or below or whatever. And that's the way that it worked, because it needed the authentic Super Nintendo game for the Super Nintendo to recognize yes, there's a game in here, but it would boot Super 3D Noah's Ark. If I remember correctly, that might not be true, but does have like a card slot on the top of it, and I'll show you a picture in the video that I do for this. But yeah, Super 3D Noah's Ark. Thanks for watching.